Hello, everyone. Bear64 here, back again with the Gaming Den podcast. I am your host, Bear64, and this is my co-host.
JetSparks373, and I shall gladly do a barrel roll so fast that it basically plows into the surface of Venom and destroys it.
Woo!
You're welcome,
I can't make it do a barrel roll, so
Yeah,
maybe if
I
you
know.
watch the playback, you see what the fuck I just did with your jet or the arrow wing.
Yeah. No, I didn't need you to actually do it, but yeah, I just thought it'd be funny for that joke there.
But
So yes.
how you been, dude?
Oh boy.
Any you getting at least like a little bit of gaming going?
No, I've just more or less just been playing Tetris on my Switch, and again,
Ooh.
I've had just other things like
Wait, which version
IRL.
of Tetris are you playing?
The original on the Game Boy, the Game Boy emulator.
Oh, okay. So you're playing the Game Boy version.
Yep.
I mean, the original version was the NES version, but the more popular one is the one on the Game Boy.
It was the very first one.
No, the very first one was on the NES.
Really, I figured like Game Boy was created on was made for was built for the that Tetris was built for the Game Boy. That's what I figured. It was built by a it was made by a Russian cosmonaut.
It actually went. It was the first video game ever to go up into space.
Oh, right. Yeah, well that's true. Because it does mention that guy. I think I always figured he must have been the creator of Tetris. There is a movie about Tetris out
Yeah,
somewhere.
I've yet to seen it, but I'm sure it could be good. I'm not. I don't know, but yeah, as Ted. I mean, then there's the kid that like actually will technically beat Tetris,
Yeah, he did.
getting the highest score ever, and it's quite the achievement for his age.
It is, but of course, people are always gonna say, "Oh, what are you doing? Waste your life playing those things, guys." For Christ's sake, as much as I will say, I know as much as I've seen how esports has collapsed and whatnot, but people have become successful speed running games.
Uh,
They have become very successful in
Like,
that.
here's the thing: I do like this YouTuber called British Potato, and he came back and just to shit on this kid and the people defending him. And it was like, then later on, I learned that like someone did a response video of Brother Near 2.0. He made a response video about it. Turns out his dad unfortunately passed away, and it was in his honor.
So yes, again, another thing of why people are saying why are video games bad for us? People have done this stuff have even done this for charity. So all you freaking news media asshats out there who keep saying that video games are gonna cause violence or any other number of things, you need to take your words and cram them up your sphincters.
I I love the memes. Is like video games cause violence, gamers, and it's just farm simulator.
Yes, the game in question.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that. I've been playing Zelda Twilight Princess on the GameCube, and it throws my memory for a loop at times because I'm like, oh, this way. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's in the other version because like between the GameCube and the Wii, it's flipped. Yeah, because because since Link is canonically left-handed throughout the Zelda games, and Twilight Princess was also going to be a Wii launch title. Well, with the motion controls, most people are right-handed. So instead of like implementing a new system, they flipped the whole game.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean they should have accounted for that. I mean, Miyamoto himself should have known that like a good chunk of the human population is right-handed only. There's a even lesser amount are ambidextrous, and the other are again predominantly left-handed.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, I've met a few left-handed people in my lifetime, but it's like I don't know that many.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it's more rare in the world.
Yeah. Uh, and then I need to get back into Penny's Big Breakaway. That's actually a really good game. I already talked about it last week. Um, but it's really fun getting the yo-yo combos going. Like,
Yeah,
like
for Nintendo. Yeah, that was featured in the Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
yeah, I got the PS5 version though. But it runs smoothly. I don't know how it is on the Switch, but I haven't heard complaints about the Switch version, so I'm sure that one's also very solid.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Some of the most graphically intensive games, yeah, they're definitely not built for the Switch. They're just not. Games like
No,
Rocket League, they're more suited. Heck, some games, I mean, I got SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated on Switch, and it's absolutely fun.
I uh I think the worst version of a Switch game I've ever gotten was the Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Oh,
It ran like shit, like horrible. So I traded in to get some store credit at the game store I go to. I actually got Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
oh
A hard
God.
copy. I actually might do a playthrough of it as well,
Oh,
blind.
oh boy. Oh
Considering
boy.
I
Oh boy.
keep comparing Tears of the Kingdom to Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. It's Zelda and Link, sticks and twigs. Um, I actually might do a
But
blind playthrough.
yeah, and just because you mentioned nuts and bolts, one, please, when you got the vehicle customization, please use full Gorse Fist, and two, holy shit! We'll always love you. I can't believe you did it. God damn it! How could you do this to me?
Oh my god.
John
Oh, the
Tron,
JonTron.
that is John Tron's that is his great one of his greatest
I
reviews.
I love JonTron's video on that. It aged like a lot of his old videos aged well.
Yeah, exactly. Jacques, it's time to put this nightmare to rest.
I miss
Oh,
Jacques so much.
didn't like Jacques die?
I don't think Jacques is dead
Oh
because
yeah,
Conyers can live a long time. They can live up to 40 years.
wow. There's your random bird facts there, people.
Yeah, and I'm a bit of a bird person, so I do love me some birds. I'm gonna
Well, well,
grow
well, well, if you love
old.
birds so much, you should also talk about Birdemic.
Oh my gosh, that's another John video.
Yeah, bird.
But no, I'm gonna be, be in my 70s, be a bird watcher, and playing
Oh, and
games. But
an ornithologist.
have you actually seen the 71-year-old veteran, sniper veteran, playing Battlefield?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's incredible. This man in his 70, like he's 71, he's got better eyesight than me. And I'm
Wow.
28.
Someone should get. Well, I mean, back then they didn't have like stuff that would just basically poison. That would basically just be. That would just mess up our eyes from screen use, whether it's TVs,
That's actually been
computer
proven
screen.
false.
Well, I know. Well, I know your eyesight can get worse with age. You know, stuff like cataracts and stuff like that. But more of our generation have become myopic because of our screen use.
Hmm. Yeah, although my eyes went to shit when I was like 5 or younger. From a
Same here.
vaccine, my body didn't agree with it, so
Well, I
yeah.
think it's also it's it's twofold. It happened to me, but I know literally I think myopathy. I think it's a genetic thing. Pretty much most of my family all wear glasses to
Yeah,
some
for me it
extent.
wasn't genetic, so yeah. But it sucks. But yeah, dude, I highly recommend checking out that dude. He's actually really good at the game. I've seen him get him like quad to quint kills sniping.
Nice.
It's crazy because
You can
I
only.
he's highly experienced at sniping, so taking that knowledge into Battlefield 1, he translated it very beautifully.
Man, man, only if like Simo Heha himself. Yeah, he was a Norwegian man who basically became a sniper during World War II, and he's probably considered one of the greatest snipers in history.
Oh, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, believe me, the man's got a crazy record. He shot more angry Germans than anybody.
Shit.
Seriously. If he was a video game character, his KD ratio would be like 0.10, would be 10.
My like one of my favorite stories is Russia during World War II, where they're like in the fucking mountains in the freezing cold sniping. That's incredible. They become one with the nature.
Then again, that's the whole point, though. Old, good old mustache man, and of course, we already know Napoleon obviously could not conquer Russia, and most of their men all became like human popsicles.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't ever try to deal with that.
All right, so let's get into some news. You ready for some news?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, so Nintendo is trying to sue Yuzu Emulator.
Oh, so yeah, they're an emulator for what system?
For Switch.
Oh, okay.
So, the thing is, emulation is legal. Yeah.
So they need to eat their words. I mean, again, you have any idea how many games are pretty much just been lost to time? Seriously,
Yeah,
Nintendo,
we need emulation to preserve them. Like, if Nintendo, okay, there's a shit ton of games that Nintendo hasn't re-released. I could name a few GameCube games on the top of my head that they haven't even touched in 20 years.
and some games are like the big Capcom 5 that are strangely good. That probably some are strangely good, but also extremely niche, like PN03, Beautiful Joe, which again I probably bet more people are more fond of Beautiful Joe than anything else.
I have Beautiful Joe 1 and 2 for GameCube. I actually need to play those as well.
Yeah, you should.
But anyways, yeah, there's so many people that think it's piracy. It's like, no. I mean, I could maybe see a case with Switch, but if it's people just they bought the game, downloaded the ROMs onto their computer, it's their property. They bought the game. They get to do whatever the fuck they want with it. They put it on their computer and play it in better quality. I've seen clips of people playing Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild on PC. It runs significantly better.
Exactly the point. I know Nintendo is a little stingy with that. But it really goes to show, guys, look, I think even Microsoft and Sony may already be starting to admit this now, even though they literally spent millions of dollars acquiring the studios to become in-house, that they're just going to release these games on multiple platforms anyway. So what was even the point? I guess, was it just to keep it away from Steam or something?
Not sure. Well, I mean, Xbox has been doing day and date for quite some time now. I mean, I remember the day when Cuphead was going to Switch. I remember the day quite vividly, actually, because when I was still working at the car wash, right, and I was going through the wash with a car, I would just be looking at my phone, and I saw the announcement. I'm like, holy shit, because I didn't have an Xbox at the time. So seeing Cuphead come in the Switch was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Xbox has been very friendly in like terms of giving games to other companies, as long as they have like a year at least of exclusivity. That way,
Yeah,
people still flock to them.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I was perfect. I mean, like time exclusivity, as much as like it was kind of annoying, even though you literally had to just like wait like 30 days. But it really wasn't all that bad. I mean, back then, like about you talked to me like about a good 10 years ago. Yeah, I would say no. Why is this a thing? Why are you having a third party company make a time exclusive game? I mean, you saw it with Street Fighter 5, and you also saw it with the Division, where Xbox players got the DLC early and other expansions before
Well,
PlayStation users did.
well, Street Fighter Five never even came out to Xbox.
Yeah, but I think the complete edition did come later on.
No, it didn't. It still didn't go to Xbox. I don't think.
Oh, I guess I'm just
I mean,
misremembering
I was
things.
wrong about the Star Wars thing last week, so I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, I heard another game by Respawn was canceled.
What would that be?
I don't know. I think it was supposed to be another Star Wars shooter, but it's just like, guys, look, the whole thing is the whole EA um exclusivity publishing deal. That was a match made in hell, because we have two of the most infamously hated companies in the world, Electronic Arts for the gaming industry and Disney, who literally practically own like 80% of all media on Earth.
Okay, so Street Fighter Five, real quick, is not on Xbox still.
Oh, okay,
It's on
okay. So
PC though, but not on Xbox. And like I thought about this too with what do you call it, Metal Gear Solid, where the fourth game is only on PS3 and still only on PS3,
yeah,
which emulation will fix that.
yeah, you can play it on
Preserve that one.
PC. But yeah, like as I was saying though, the whole exclusivity deal with EA was a match made in hell. Yeah, we already know EA is pretty much like the villain of the gaming industry, and we already know Disney practically owns like 80% of all the media that is consumed here on Earth. They actually own a good chunk of stuff. They own
Yeah.
ESPN, they own ABC, they own 20th Century Fox and all their properties now. So anything that was going to be released under them is now technically a Disney movie.
I mean, the thing is, I think EA has gotten better over the years, considering they have been releasing like single player games, and they actually are pretty good. Launch of Jedi Survivor notwithstanding, but it was still a solid game underneath. The Dead Space remake was fucking incredible. Of course, Jedi Fallen Order was good. Yeah, they started going away from the multiplayer with the microtransactions out the ass. I mean, the last multiplayer game they've released, I believe,
Was
is
Apex
Battlefield
Legends?
2042.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Yeah.
And although
Yeah,
they did
that was
release a game that no one cared about last year,
and that was
Immortals, something of Evium or whatever.
hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
no one remembers it. It's like supposed to be
Yeah.
a magic first person shooter. Everybody forgot about it. It's like living rent free in the back of my mind.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole crazier thing that you have to deal with, like with um things with EA. But again, I know the thing is just having exclusivity deals. That's something EA always did try to jump on, is how much they can maximize their profit and how fast they can do it, because they do it with their sports titles. They did it with the Simpsons for a while. Well, granted, some of the games that were released under them were actually pretty good. Simpsons Hit and Run is probably seen as one of the greatest games of the early 2000s, or one of the greatest licensed games of all time.
Yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, Yuzu or Nintendo going against Yuzu. Like, Yuzu, someone put it as a good analogy is that they're just a DVD player. They just give you the access to the ROMs to play the games. They're not actually distributing it. They're not making money off of it or whatnot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
but here's the thing. Yeah, and here's the thing that everyone should do. If a game is like gonna go, like the servers are gonna go down, the company might as well just put the source code of that game out there for free. Okay, yeah, we as the company don't give a crap about this game anymore. Here's the source code. Go nuts.
yeah. Uh, so anyways, let's continue on. Toys for Bob is going indie.
Okay. So, yeah, one of the developers that's under Activision, they somehow managed to break away from from the much larger black hole of gaming that consumed them via being Xbox. So they finally broke free, and now they're going to become indie developers. Good on them.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job with Crash and Spyro. I mean, Crash 4, holy shit, I still haven't beaten it because it's fucking hard. Like,
Oh,
100% of that game is a nightmare.
I thought Vicarious Visions did like
No, Vicarious Visions did the Insane trilogy. I'm guessing while they're doing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Toys for Bob did
Spyro.
the
I know they did Spyro Reignited. That's what I know. And
yeah,
they
but they
also
also
did the
did Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time.
okay.
Because Spyro
The
was
only
out before Tony Hawk, I believe.
Yeah. And also one other game I that's of note that I know Toys for Bob for making was the Madagascar license
I
game.
was about to say Madagascar. I never played the Madagascar game, so I can't say.
Oh, well, I remember playing it back in the day and beating it. I think that was like one of the first, other than Halo, that was like one of the first games I actually ever beat and played all the way through as a kid.
My first game was Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland for Game Boy Advance. That was a good time.
Yeah. Good
But
times.
yeah, I was a bit surprised. I mean, I don't know, like if they just left. I didn't get all the details, but I don't know, like they just left and then just forming a new studio, or they bought themselves out, so they
Which sounds
could like get out, or they could just actually leave with the name or something. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. I mean, look at what happened with, was it Penny's Big Breakaway? It was people that did Sonic Mania, and they made their own studio.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing though. Sometimes guys, indie developers, they got some pretty good and creative ideas.
Because they still got passion.
Exactly the point.
They're
And
not
heck, I think
bogged down by what's trending. The chart says they're not doing that.
yeah, and I mean I do make note of an indie develop like a character actually gets a job as a graphic artist and they're just independent, they're just, or it's more or less the job, the people this character works for, she's doing outsourced work for a an indie developer, but she also is given an email to possibly work for them full time in the future once she's gained a little bit more experience at the company she's currently working for. She can actually branch out and actually work for this indie developer full time. And again, my character actually is a bit of a gamer.
All right. Um.
So yeah, these people really do have these people really can have a lot of passion. And some other
Yeah. Like
people
I'm
like,
wondering what Toys for Bob could do, because they have a lot of experience now in terms of platformers. So I'm looking forward to some 3D platformers from them. They're good at it.
oh yeah,
So
oh yeah.
yeah. Not so great news though. Sony lays off 900 people and closes the UK division.
Uh-oh. London Studios is gone. Uh-oh.
Not the studios, it's just like the UK branch. Like the studios aren't closed. It's just like, we have the
No,
American branch.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, so they're more is it like, are they sure it's not, they're just downsizing the
The
workforce
problem
there?
is what Sony's doing is that they're over budgeting their games.
No
Like
kidding,
like
because
Spy like
95.
the numbers came out for Spider-Man from the leak. It was an insane amount. like overly insane amount, and they still, I don't think they have, like, they barely broke even.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
mean,
making profits, and it's like, what are you doing? Because I'm sure God of War Ragnarok cost an ungodly amount of money. I'm sure it made
yeah.
it back, but still not
Yeah.
profitable.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing though. Yeah, these games are a little more samey. They're trying to be cinematic, but also, yeah. Again, I blame The Last of Us for making a lot of these exclusives all kind of samey in a way,
I
and
mean,
some of them
it
being
really
open
was
world.
Uncharted. As much as I do like the Uncharted
Yes,
games, that's what really started it. And then Last of Us really blew it up because of what it
exactly.
did.
Yeah,
But it's just ridiculous on the budgets of these games. They're barely breaking even. They're not making a profit. So, I mean, they Helldivers really came in, dove in, and saved their asses probably a little bit just for $40 game.
exactly.
And then,
Once
like,
again,
I know Sony didn't make this, but Suicide Squad is probably gonna fucking tank Rocksteady after a, like a decade or two of good games. Uh
oh yeah.
what else? What was also another flop? Skull and Bones, another $70 bonehead game.
Yeah, but again, Ubisoft, they somehow they're failing upwards with a lot of their stuff. Somehow they're still a good install base for a lot of their games, like for the Crew, for like racing fans. You got Assassin's Creed. People still buy that because apparently they still really love these games, which I don't. I mean, going past like maybe the the third game and maybe Brotherhood, there's really nothing else you can really do. I mean, sure, people asking for like them to go to Feudal Japan, but Ghost of Tsushima pretty much beat them to that.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima did beat them to that, and that was a good game. I will admit that was actually a legitimately fun game. But I actually made a post on YouTube uh that it's been like almost a decade for since Bloodborne that Sony had a great game.
Yeah, with Helldivers, and you got
Yeah,
and again, yeah, yeah,
Bloodborne
Chef
it's perfect. Okay, maybe the frame rate is bad,
a little. Yeah,
but
30 FPS, but again, even when the PS4 first came out, like I didn't really care about like 60 FPS should have been the standard. I mean, even though
it was
at
just like,
maximum,
I think it was technical issues on their end.
yeah,
That's why
and
they
that's
had to
another.
go with 30 frames because like the combat is actually built around the 30 frames per second. So I'm
Yeah,
sure remastering would actually screw some things up, but I really want to remaster. Just tinker some
yeah.
with some shit, please.
Yeah, exactly the point. But I know that's another thing that's kind of made because yeah, they try to make all their games more cinematic, and of course, 30 FPS had to be the lock frame rate that they always had to strive for a lot of their games. I
Dude,
still
what's crazy is that like playing Helldivers, you get the most like not even trying to get cinematic moments. That like off stream, right? I was playing with Killzone and another friend, right? Killzone just like calls in a fucking airstrike near where I'm at, shooting at bugs, and he's like, "Dude, you better get out. There's an airstrike." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I start running and dove off the like I jumped off the cliff, like the short little cliff. Like it's not exactly a cliff, but you know what I mean, like the edge. And
yeah
as I did that, the explosion fucking happens, and I looked awesome.
yeah I know. Man, I need to get a PlayStation 5, but I gotta move up. But I gotta move all my games onto the new console, and that's gonna
I,
be a
it's
annoying thing to
actually
do.
not that hard. You just connect to your profile, and then like it remembers whatever you bought. It's just like you gotta get your like your saved data like through the cloud and all that shit.
Yeah, but I cut off my PlayStation Plus, so I have
Yeah.
no don't have access to that. But again, because of all the stuff Sony's done, I mean, they had to increase the price. It's just
That's
like
probably why they could increase the prices, because their budgets are so inflated.
that was the reason. Yeah, that is. I'm pretty sure that's the main reason. No, I mean, PlayStation Plus would have been fine. I mean, if it was cheaper than Xbox Live, but now it's like it's more expensive than Xbox Live now at this point.
It's ridiculous, you nerf herders.
Exactly the point. I mean, there is. I know, and these things are, even though if they do restock PlayStation 5s, they're immediately gone. They're immediately gone.
There are actually a
Yeah,
dime a dozen now here in Florida.
yeah, it's still impossible to get your hands on one, and even then, it's like the thing is still like massive. It'd be, I mean, I don't know even know how that you even do how you could even lay it down flat. It'd be impossible
Oh no,
to lay it.
it comes with a stand to like hold it, like on its side. I mean, I had the first model, so you could actually like it comes with a stand that goes like both ways, where it's bistandual, I guess. Um, where you could place it vertically or horizontally. I have mine horizontally because it's too tall from like to like be under my TV like that. So I have it horizontally. But like the stand, it like actually holds it. It holds it very well actually.
Hmm.
Now the slim, it doesn't come with a vertical stand. It only comes with a horizontal stand. So like evolution, but backwards, as PewDiePie says.
Yep, but still. Again, it still sucks that, I mean, this is the one time where I really just feel left out of gaming. But at this point, I got too many I still got just too many priorities to deal with.
Yeah, life happens.
Yep.
What else? Other news? I know there's another bit of news. Not really much else happened that was substantial. I guess the Pokemon event, but I don't really care too much about Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said,
Nintendo's Call of Duty. It's getting a phone game, a phone card game at that. They announced another Pokemon Legends.
yeah, no, there was another, yeah, that brand new Pokemon game that's gonna come out with the Switch 2, I think.
There's been a lot of speculation on that. I mean, it's time for a new one. I mean, it's about to turn 7 or 8 years old. It came out like 2017.
Yep, and I already knew I was late to the party when I got. I know. Again, once again, thank you for getting me mine. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, no problem.
Something I can never repay.
I know overpaying is necessary, just like the game with my bruh.
Exactly, but still though, I mean, just I know the console cycles are crazy, and I know PC. I know again, PC is also just like that's gonna be the more future proof thing idea of how
Oh,
gaming is gonna
PC is
go.
like 1000% future proof. Like unless the government steps in and just be the government and then be annoying and hate
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah,
But
try to impose antitrust laws or something, which
yeah, but
is
let's
true.
not get it all political here. So
Yeah, yeah,
uh yeah, this it yeah, I mean, you did say that PlayStation's like the life cycle is gonna end soon for the PS5. Why? I don't know. I guess then they're
yeah.
even like they're just like, nah, we just want to redesign it. It looks like shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, a slim form factor is perfectly fine. I mean, I know
it
for me, I know it's always that harder thing. You don't really always ever want to be an early adopter for any piece of new hardware or technology.
Yeah, I didn't get a PS5 for like a year because it's like, for one, you can't find them. Two, they're super expensive if you go online. And three, getting an early version of a console is always a bad idea because you might get a brick.
Yep, and that's true. I mean, same thing with me. I know I got my PlayStation 4 about a year after it came out around October, and it's still, I know, sure, at times it's had some issues at times, but it's usually just the function with like the eject button at times. But other than that, it still served me pretty well. But I think at some point I'm gonna have to upgrade.
Yeah, I got my PlayStation like late 20, like mid to late 2016.
Yeah,
But it yeah, my PlayStation 4 I got that because I got the PS3, like my first PS3 at like in 2015. So oh man, I was very late to the party for the PS3, and then getting the PS4 was pretty nice. I got the Nathan Drake bundle.
I think the only time where, yeah, the system was definitely like right on schedule with me in terms of adoption rate was the original Xbox and probably the Xbox 360.
Do you know
At
what
least
I
for my dad.
miss? Is that
But
the consoles with the game bundles that they actually have a hard copy in it? Now it's
yeah,
just a
not the
digital code.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
that was
I think the last one I got was the Wii U Deluxe, where it came with the Nintendo Land.
yeah. I know. I think the bundle my dad got us, I think it was packed in with Jet Set Radio Future.
Nice. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I missed that where like the bundles actually came with a hard copy. Just like the God of War Ragnarok special edition even didn't come with a hard copy, but it came with a hard case. You know, like a metal case.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what's the fucking point of the case if you give me a digital code?
Who knows?
It's like, okay, yeah, you have the digital only PS5s, but sell a digital and physical version of the collector's edition.
I mean, that's the whole point, though. I mean, going again, that whole all digital versus hard copy debate, it's gonna be it's a very hard sell sometimes because, yeah, because even then we see the kind of thing with streaming. I know, completely different topic, but still, they can just easily alter something with
Oh
like
yeah.
anything if it's
You
streamed
know what?
only. They can just
Speaking of altering something, so while my sister was here, right? We watched Adventures of Babysitting. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. Uh,
nope.
okay, if not, it's a really good movie, but find a DVD because Disney botched the shit out of it.
They did it with Splash, and I recently heard they also did the same thing with Mary Poppins, and I think they changed something in Mean Girls too.
Oh my gosh, they need to be stopped. But no, like they took out jokes. They altered some of the language. So like one of the jokes was so in the movie the main character Chris, she's babysitting the kids, and her friend calls her because she was planning like the whole like right before she was planning on running away because her parents are driving her nuts or some shit like that, and she chickens out at the train station, is straight up broke and can't get out, so Chris has to go there to pick her friend up, but she's stuck babysitting, so she just decides to take him. But there's another character, one of the kids' friends, Daryl, who's like a foul mouth, smart ass, whatever, right? They
Okay.
convince her to take him. She's like, okay, no ruckus, no noise, no whatsoever. I will kill you all. Dead, murder, stabbed. The kid goes, raped.
Oh.
So of course Disney took that out. It's a dark
And
joke.
what they change it to? Did they
No, they just
change it
took it
or
out. Like it was a way that like
oh
they just took it out. Um, this terrible one. Oh gosh. So there's this train scene, right? A subway. They were in the subway trying to get away from the bad guys that they interacted with. They were like chop shop owners. One of the kids stole a Playboy that had all the notes and all that. But in the train, in the subway scene, there was like two gangs about to fucking kill each other, right? Because there is like a whole territory thing, and in the original version of the movie, Chris stands up to them and is like, hey, we got kids here. Can you please hold off on killing each other, right?
Oh boy.
So the the original goes, shut up, bitch. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Uh, they change it to witch.
Of course.
And then the big scene is like, so the one of the kids stands up to him because he has a crush on the babysitter. And he's like, you city scum sucker, and he like throws his fucking pocket knife into his big toe, and he goes, don't fuck with the lords of hell. And then the Chris, she picks up the knife from his toe and goes, don't fuck with the babysitter. So in the Disney version, it is so terribly dubbed. Like, just, oh my gosh. So he goes, don't fool with the the lords of hell. Chris goes, don't fool the babysitter. It was so bad.
Oh my god! Just guys, come on! For crying out loud! It's like you really just do not like.
I just remembered the Thor thing. So the little girl in the movie, she has like this obsession with Thor, right? Like she thinks Thor is awesome. Her room is covered in Thor stuff. She's always wearing the Thor helmet, that kind of thing, right? And in the original version of the movie, her brother makes fun of Thor and goes, Thor's a homo.
Wait, is this in the Marvel film, or is this Adventures of Babysitting?
This is Adventures of Babysitting still.
Oh, okay.
This is like back in the 80s. So this is way before Disney bought, Marvel. And Marvel got, before Marvel even got huge. Or it was huge, but not like for movies and all that. But
yeah.
So in the altered version, he says weirdo.
Yeah.
Weirdo. And so in a much later part of the movie where the joke pays off, the car mechanic that they meet to fix the car because the car broke down earlier in the movie, he looks a lot like Thor, like with the hair, muscles.
Long golden locks, muscular.
Yeah, like almost a spitting image of Thor, right? And the girl was like, "Oh, mighty god of thunder," and like clanks her little toy hammer on the ground. And then like the brother's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. She thinks you're Thor or whatever." And she goes, "Don't listen to him. He thinks you're a homo." And of course, in the alter version, he calls him a weirdo. So it's not like, this is the 80s. This was a different time.
Yeah,
because homo was more offensive back then.
Yeah,
so being called a weirdo, it's like, okay, you're a dipshit. But anyways, I'm not going to beat the shit out of you. But no, he was ready to brawl because he was like, you spreading rumors about me, kid? Dude, I highly recommend you hunt down a copy of Adventures of Babysitting, a hard copy that's not altered.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Dude, it's a good movie.
But yeah, it's just the thing though, you already know that, yeah, same thing about all the woke stuff we see in video games, how they want to alter stuff. Like, you know how you saw with like Tifa and Aerith in like Final Fantasy. They don't like it because of course they don't like us looking at attractive women, but yeah, they will strip the dudes down and say, look at him, he's so hot. Sorry, terrible imitation of a chick, or of course, the the people
I'm
that
sure a
obviously
lot of
want.
them sound like that. Just, go on down under and tell them to cough.
Yeah,
But no,
but still,
but yeah, it boggled my mind. I know it's not video game related, but it was like it's like I want a God of War 1 and 2 remake or remaster for PlayStation 5 or 4 and 5, right? I don't want that at the moment because they might alter it.
yeah,
Like
because
there is
they
a
don't.
lot of stuff that they will like, oh no, we can't show
They
that
will
these
lose.
days.
They will lose their minds over it. I mean, but the thing is, literally, these people are so creeped out that they literally think the world was so horrible even then. Like it's like, or some of them think the world didn't exist before like 2016 or even the beginning of the 2010s. It's like these people are just so dead set on literally wanting to ruin everything because they are just so worried about offending the smallest group of people. And this is coming from somebody who and seen who is black. I do not give a crap about being offended.
And what
Even
was
then, I
funny
don't.
is
It
that when
doesn't.
I
It
first
doesn't
met
matter.
you, I thought you were like the whitest sounding guy ever.
Yeah, well, you were proven
I
dead
was like,
wrong.
holy shit, he's black. uh,
Yes,
I'm
I'm.
like,
Yeah, I am a black nerd, but I'm not like at the extent of like say Andre,
oh
a
my
black
gosh,
nerd.
I don't really watch his videos very often, but I'm still subscribed to him, and he still seems like he's like just having fun. Although
Yeah, but I know one.
he just take it up to 11, like a little too much. Although he does
Yeah,
like
exactly.
paid
Yeah,
sponsorships and all
exactly.
that.
But I'm also, but I mean, I'm also that kind of dude that probably would, if you piss me off, I probably will try to punch you in the nuts, Johnny Cage style.
Nice. Um. Uh. Although what's funny is that to this day, my mom and I referenced his Wii U music video. I guess you
And
never saw that one.
I don't think I've seen that one. I
Oh my
remember.
gosh,
Also,
it's not as good as I remembered it. I watched it like maybe like last year. I'm like, I want to revisit some memories, right?
yeah, and
Rewatched. I'm like, holy shit, I like this.
I also remember, him being a part of like the Power Rangers role playing game Hyperforce. It used to be
I'm
streamed on Twitch.
I'm surprised you haven't played Battle for the Grid.
Yeah, I know. As a Power Ranger fan, I know that's blasphemous. But
Like I'm
I
a
don't
bit
know. I'm
surprised. Like I think that would be like up your alley.
Yeah, true, true.
They even did a collaboration with freaking Street Fighter.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that video. I've seen those videos from Bat in the Sun. That is excellent, and also once again, rest in peace to Jason David Frank, that godsend of a man.
Was he the White Ranger?
He was the White Ranger. He was both a Mighty Morphin Green and White Ranger. He was the first Red Turbo Ranger. He was the Red Zeo Ranger, and and he returned as the mentor and the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. So yeah, he literally, you could literally create an entire team of every power he's assumed. And I think in one of the more recent seasons, he actually had a little thing called a Master Morpher where he could where it looks like the original Mighty Morphin Morpher, but he can transform into all of his other Ranger powers. He can turn into the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Zeo Red Ranger, and of course the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. So
So he's just
he has,
OP as fuck.
yes, he is OP. He is OP as hell, and that's why again. People have considered him the face of the franchise.
Shit. At least he went down with a legacy, huh?
Oh yeah, he did. He did. He absolutely did. But I know, yeah, certain things. But I still have yet to see the last project he was involved with. That I don't know if it's even been released yet. It's Legend of the White Dragon that was produced by Bat in the Sun.
Hmm.
And I know, again, I think even the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary special was supposed to be surrounding him in a way.
He is
So yeah,
Jesus Power
but
Ranger. He's
yeah,
Jesus
yeah, yeah,
Ranger.
He's basically literally. Some people basically almost think of in some kind of way. I think even in like the special where he showed off the Master Morpher Dimensions in Danger, which was meant to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the franchise at the time. They literally just wanted to literally do that whole thing. I mean, sure, they brought back every character, like at least several characters, several past like legendary rangers from each era of the franchise. The original Saban era, the Disney Saban, the Disney Power Ranger era, the Neo Saban era, and at the time the now Hasbro era. So yeah, it's like a crazy thing. Yes, Disney for a time or Power Rangers was owned by Disney.
And then,
Yeah.
like, someone bought them or they sold them.
Yeah, no, I think like Disney bought a stake in like Fox Family back in the day, Fox Family, and also something in a lot of Saban properties and animes that were done like the '90s X-Men, like the '90s X-Men cartoon, and like Beyblade. Those were all under the Saban banner back in the '90s and early 2000s. So
Never
and
got
they
into
most of that stuff they were just gonna rerun most of that stuff. And originally they intended Power Rangers to be rerun, but yeah, I'm kind of digressing. That's a discussion for that's a full video discussion I need to talk about. But I need to talk about it with some absolute Power Ranger like fanatics
Yeah,
out
like
there.
Astro.
Yeah, I know. I've talked to him on his channel, but
Astro
we
and
need.
Ronin 66. Like,
Yes,
I remember
yes,
those two. They're just like you with the Power Rangers. I was very much like, when I was a kid, I watched it, and then I didn't really like watch it any further because I thought it was over, and I never knew there was more.
yeah. I know. It's one of those. Yeah, and again, a lot of people think, and again, Linkara, who I think you need to watch some of his history of Power Ranger videos. He makes a lot of good points about certain things. It's a show that you would assume, like even in the zeitgeist of television, they think it's a show. Most kids shows are usually something that kids will watch it for a few years and then they'll grow out of it. But again, Power Rangers was a special case where I think in many ways for some people, yeah, the audience pretty much grew up still watching it. I mean, I was the right age when Power Rangers was still like very popular in the early 2000s. I watched the reruns of the original Mighty Morphin, and I also really started getting into the show around like say Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force, and I still watched it all the way up until about like say 2011 at least.
Hmm.
So, but I still like stuck and watched it, even though in many ways the quality at points was just not there in terms for me, and I really kind of was not liking it. The only time where I really just did not like Power Rangers was like Mystic Force, and like halfway through Operation Overdrive is when I really didn't really where I kind of was like my interest in the show kind of waned in a way, but times I got it back, but again, the show had such an impact on me that it literally inspired some of the things I'm writing.
Hmm.
So there you go with that. I know,
All
but I
right.
know
So,
kind of went on a tangent with that whole thing. But I
and that's just
thank you
passion
for
oozing out. But anyways,
yeah.
guys, thank you for watching this episode of the Gaming Den. Hope you liked it. Take care. Have a good one. Subscribe if you want to. Jet, do you have anything in the works? Do you want to plug in?
Yeah, I mean, other than you being on here with you, I know you'll see me on won't always see me on Step Into the Ring tomorrow night, and
Well,
I'll try to do
tomorrow night
any
is actually going to be a different fighting game.
and which will it be?
Street Fighter 6.
Okay then. Well, I guess you won't see me there then. I guess because I don't have that game. But anyone who's watching, if you got Street Fighter, go and challenge Bears.
I'm not as good.
I want him to show you. I want you all to show him your moves.
The thing is, I'm not as good as in Street Fighter as I am in Smash Brothers. I'm not very good at the combinations to do one attack, but I do like playing them. I play with the classic controls because I think that's the way it should be. But modern controls are there for the people that, really do need them.
Yeah.
But they do actually nerf the mana controls where your attacks don't hit as much, uh, for as much damage, and then you can't access all your moves. Although Zangief, modern Zangief, he's brain dead. He is
Oh, that's
he is the epitome of journalist mode.
oh god. But is he like quick change the channel level stupid?
Oh, dude, it's bad. Like he has his grapple move, right? Like he just charges at you, and he has super duper armor, and he does almost like half of your health in one hit.
Okay, that's OP.
Oh, it's OP as fuck. But if you play him with classic controls, it's a lot harder to use them.
Okay.
But
But
although
yeah,
Rashid is my favorite character, although I'm looking at Ed and I'm like, damn, he looks like a cool character.
hmm. Okay, yeah. So like I said though, anything that's on my channel, just look at my writing streams. Look through all my past like portfolio of videos. I mean, if I'm trying, I know there are some things I want to try to do, but I mean, like one of them I want to try to do at least during this year is try to at least do an in-depth discussion on the history and discussion of lightsabers from Star Wars. So if you're a Star Wars fanatic, and especially if you're like a deep lore expert, contact me via you can either contact me via Discord or you can try to DM me on Twitter X if you're interested in wanting to talk to it. And I think I might be in a few weeks or so I might be on a channel called on or the channel with this person known as Anti-Derivative Jill. So go try to find her channel or try to see if you can search her on YouTube. And I've been on her short. I think I've been on a couple of her shore leave videos. So I think I might be on a discussion with her sometime this month. So go and check me out there, and just again subscribe to my channel.
All right, so take care, everyone.